Forgot to hit the record button. Anyway, this is just 2022. And I'm going to tell you the truth because you need to hear it. You're gonna have to work twice as hard and you're going to make less money. And that's okay. Because you all raised your hand and said, I can't believe I make this much money. Most of you, it's very rare that you will do a loan. Once you get going in this business, it's very rare that you're going to do a loan for somebody who makes more money than you. And that's just a fact. And it's an amazing business. It's an amazing opportunity, and it should be challenging and it should be hard to make 500 grand. Okay. Because if it's too easy, then it's too easy and it's not worth anything. And so I just want to make sure that you understand that. So I want you to, Ryan's been doing this. I want to give him a shout out. Just define success a different way for yourself every day, instead of being focused on, did I get a lead? Did I get an application? Because I write down in my journal every morning, what would make today great? 10 apps. That's what would make today great. And I write that down every day because I want to set that intention, and I do. And I'm going to keep doing that. I'm not going to change that intention because we're going to have those days again where we're doing 10 and 15 and 20 apps. But just commit to doing one thing every single day in your business that will help your business grow. And if at the end of the day, if at 5:30 or 6 o'clock or 6:30 or whenever you're stopping your day, you can say that you did that, you will reach all your business goals. I promise you. Okay. So that's the first thing. Here's the second thing that I want to talk about today. And I said this in the deal. Where does self-confidence and where does self-esteem come from? I would love to be able to I give you guys all a pill that gave you bulletproof self-esteem and bulletproof self-confidence. I can't. I would love to do it. And I can't give you the confidence that you need. I can't give you your self-esteem. And when you work in a sales business, I've said this to every one of you when I during our interviews, where the thing about sales that makes it tough is your mind. And when you're not selling and you're driving home at night knowing you didn't get anything, it's tough to remain positive, right? So that's the difficult thing. And so that erodes confidence and that erodes self-esteem. I know from whence I speak, okay? Because I've been that loan officer and I've had to deal with that stuff. You've got to create the ability to have a lot more confidence in yourself and keep your self-esteem high, because if you don't have a belief in yourself, you know this, the customer isn't going to believe in you either, right? You have to have that belief that you are the best loan officer that a referral partner or a client could possibly work with. That has to come across without being arrogant. That has to come across. And the only way that comes across is with a high level of self-esteem and a high level of self-confidence that you know. Well, so how do you do that? How do you get self-confidence? If you're not a confident person to begin with and you don't have a lot of self-esteem, how do you build it? And it's really cool that the thing is that you can build self-confidence and you can build self-esteem really easily, is because it comes from within. I can't give you a book to read. I can give you books to read on self-confidence, but it all comes down to decisions that you have to make for yourself on a daily basis. So you remember the conversations. So the way you do it is you set a task for yourself and you follow through with that task. And when you do it, it creates self-confidence. And if you're not paying attention, it won't. So Ryan set a goal for himself recently to get his divorce lending professional designation. And he just recently finished it. I saw it on his email signature that he's added that logo to his email signature. I was like, hey, dude, congratulations for doing that. You need to feel really good about that because you said you were going to do something and you did it. That's where self-confidence comes from, right? So we've had the conversation before about if you set your alarm clock and then you snooze it, what that does to you. Taking that kind of action, if you snooze that alarm, it erodes confidence. It erodes your self-esteem because you know you made an agreement with yourself 8 hours ago, I'm going to do something, and then you didn't do it. And all day, you're going to know you didn't do it. And all day, it's going to erode confidence. All day, it's going to erode self-esteem because you're going to walk around going, I'm a fraud. I know I'm a fraud. People are going to know, like it just works on you. So all you have to do is do the things that you said you were going to do. And one of the things that I did for myself, and it wasn't to develop self-confidence. When I finally quit chewing tobacco, and those of you that know me, I started when I was 14, chewed for 20 years, quit for 5, started up again and chewed for 9 more years. And during those 9 years, I quit a dozen or two times, and I would start back up. And every time I started back up, the self-talk kicked in, and now I suck and I'm a loser and you'll never quit. You can't follow through. You don't do what you say you're going to do. And that stuff just works on you. So when I finally quit for good, on like one day, I decided, okay, I'm done. And I had a really good reason, and that's for another call. That's why I'm not going to do this anymore. And I followed through with it. And the amount of confidence that generated in me, and the amount of it improved my self-esteem and improved my confidence, like going, yeah, I can do what I said I was going to do. And I got to remind myself that I did that, because it feels really good to remind myself that I did it. I'm really proud of myself for doing it. And, that's all you have to do. All you have to do is create. You want more confidence, you want more self-esteem, give yourself a task and follow through. So I have a challenge for you. And I started this myself. So in the book, Ninja Selling, the mastery document that they talk about, he says on the first page of principle number 1, which is personal mastery, is they encourage everybody who finishes the class to read that page every day for 30 days when they graduate from the class. So after I mentioned this on our call 2 weeks ago, it's a little over 2 weeks now, because I'm on day like 20. I set a daily reminder in my Outlook calendar that pops up every day to read mastery. So I've asked Amy and Sarah to put together a framed version of this mastery, and you're all going to get this delivered to you. But most of you have a copy of this book. If you Google it, you can find it online. So this is the challenge. Give yourself a task to read mastery every morning. It takes 3 minutes. And it's not the reading of it. Well, the reading of it's important because it's a really good passage. But when you complete it, you can be like, dude, I set a task. I was going to do something for 30 days, and now I did it for 30 days. High five, right? Because you've just now given yourself an opportunity to build more confidence. So I don't know if all of you have read The Richest Man in Babylon. It's one of my favorite financial planning books. And there's a passage in there from the guy who was the richest man in Babylon. And he's talking about following through on tasks. So here's what he says, is if I set for myself a task, be it ever so trifling, I shall see it through. How else shall I have confidence in myself to do important things? How else, right? If you set yourself a task and then you follow through with it, how you will have the confidence to do important things. Should I say to myself, for 100 days, as I walk across the bridge into the city, I will pick from the road a pebble and cast it into the stream. I would do it. If on the 7th day I passed and I forgot, I would not say to myself, that's okay, tomorrow I'll cast 2 pebbles, which will do as well. That's okay, I'm going to sleep for 5 more minutes. That just ruins your day. So instead, I would retrace my steps and cast the pebble. Nor on the 20th day would I say to myself, Arcad is the name of the richest man in Babylon. Arcad, this is useless. What does it avail you to cast a pebble every day? Throw in a handful and be done with it. No, I would not say that, nor do it. When I set a task for myself, I complete it. That's it. When I set a task, when you become somebody who says, I'm doing this, and this can relate to the business, it can relate to, I'm gonna become a certified divorce lending professional. It doesn't matter what the task is. It matters that you become somebody, you know that you're somebody who does what they say they're gonna do. And that's where confidence comes from. And it will change your life. It will make you a better human being. It'll make you a better person in your relationships, because you know you're somebody who does what they say they're gonna do. Integrity is so important. And personal integrity is really important, because you know who you are. And that's where it can erode confidence so well, or so easily, is because you know who you are. You know that you're the person who snoozed. You know you're the person who didn't spend the time to study the guidelines, that read the notes that Kayla put together on the programs that we just updated, the jumbo guideline. When you know you're not that person, it's like, yeah, I'm going to go make a sales call. I really should have read that email. I really should, like, this is, again, it shouldn't be easy to make 500 grand, guys. It just shouldn't be. And it's not. So especially now, it wasn't easy, by the way. It was really hard work. It just wasn't hard sales work. It was hard processing order work. in 2019 or 2020 and 21. So it wasn't like you weren't working hard. I don't want to make it sound like it was, but it was easy to get the business. I was going to ask Giuseppe, what was your email in 2020 and 21 that when customers reached out to you about refinancing? What did it say? Something about if you want to refinance, send me your mortgage statement and send me like, what is it? And tell us what, I can't remember what all the were. It was really good, but it wasn't like a high level of, it was a high level of service, but it wasn't like, it didn't come with a high level of touch. What was it?
I had a couple templates. So for a
They were
while,
good.
I stole the autoresponder from Jeremy Forcier just because, right, that March, April, the market was all over the place. Remember, rates were changing
Right.
like 3 times a day, repricing. So it was just, and everybody, you know, the Fed had just cut to 0. So everybody was like, our mortgage rate's 0. So the autoresponder just said something along the lines of, you know, I did a video first that explained what was going on. So I linked to that so they could watch that. And then secondly, if they're interested in a refinance, yeah, to send me their mortgage statement and home insurance bill, and then to be patient with us and allow us 48 hours to reply, which I was hesitant to write something like that, if you know me, because we were, you know, we wanted to, of course, keep the focus on people who were trying to buy a house, which was more time sensitive. And yeah, no one ever complained about getting an email reply 2 days later. But then when there was a whole refi one that gave them the app, the questions I wanted to ask them, like, do you want to take cash out? What do you think your home is worth? You have solar panels, you know, all those things that were the issues we were dealing with. You have a second mortgage, we have to keep it in place or what? And then I had a template once I built the options that just sent them, explain the options. I change a couple words in each template and send it out. And like 20 minutes later, you get like, yeah, let's lock it without any phone calls.
Yeah.
But,
so it was a different time. And,
yeah.
But it was hard work. Like I said, but it wasn't hard to get the deals though. That's what was not
7
hard.
a.m. to 7 p.m. at least 6 days a week. Yeah.
Yeah. There was hard work. It was a lot of hard work. It just wasn't hard to get the business. It was just hard to follow up with all of it and hard to do all the things. And again, it should not be easy to make $500,000 a year. It just shouldn't be. All right. Thank you. Okay. Well, look, it's 9:47. I appreciate everybody's time. We've had, I'm not, you know, like I said, tell you the truth. It is a tough time in the business. That's the truth. It's not, I mean, you can't sugarcoat it. I also believe it is one of the, there's always opportunity in adversity. There always is. There always has been, and there always will be, the only time it goes away is when you quit, right? So yeah, I'm going to tell you, like I said, you have to work twice as hard. You're going to make less money. Oh, well, like you said, you all raised your hands and went, I can't believe I make this much money. Anybody that was in the business cranking in 2020 and 2021, just go look at your W-2s and then let me know if you don't feel like this is a great opportunity, because it's still an amazing opportunity. And we're just going through a time. And like I said, just imagine 18.5% interest rates with a couple of points and what that must have meant to people. And they, you know, the industry didn't implode. The industry didn't go away. Home buying is always going to be, like I said, the reason I love this business so much is the American dream of home ownership. It's not going away. So it's a little tougher and it's a little more challenging. I think people have to get real about spending. That's one of the things I think that changes. Everybody spends money today on things that they aren't necessities, but they become necessities. And like I said, I could have had cable. I could have had it. Cable existed in 1986. I could have had it. I had a freaking TV antenna in my roof that cost $20, and somehow I strung it from the attic down to my, it wasn't on the roof. It was in the attic because you couldn't put it on the roof. Or I think maybe my wife didn't want me to put it up there and have it be crooked. So it was in the attic, but it worked. And that was it. That's how we didn't get cable until I moved into my second house. I was 31 years old. So anyway, I know that sounds like walking uphill to school both ways in 2 feet of snow. And, but it is what it is. And we just got to go to work. So everybody, thank you for your time today. I appreciate it. It was great seeing y'all. Danny, it's nice to meet you. And we'll make sure that we're going to get you some time to tell us more about what you're doing. And let's have an awesome Friday, everybody. Let's go kick some ass and frickin' go Broncos, for God's sakes. See you, buddy. See you, everybody.
Thank you, guys.